Again, I'm using a tiny widget move brush to pull out teeth, which is quite fun. It doesn't really matter if things are rough at this stage, because the head is only going to be a small part of my final model. So I'm quite happy for it to be more expressive than strictly very finely detailed. A bit more pinch tool. Notice the intensity is very low for this brush, but the pinch is quite high at 16%. This will pull in creases into the model. Now it's ready to mirror. So using the model menu and mirror, all the work that I've done on one side is flipped over and repeated on the other side. And I've just smoothed it out a little bit to get rid of any roughness. For the eyeballs, I'm just going to draw a simple lathe with a single curve. And move and rotate those into position. Dragging the colours to set it to a nice dark, shiny material. Now there, I made a copy of the eye, and I automatically pasted a mirror clone using Edit Paste Mirror Clone. This means it's rotated and transformed and positioned exactly where it needs to be to make the other eye. It's very useful for making extra arms and legs and anything else which you've modelled which needs to be symmetrical. Now for tendrils, I'm going to draw the tendrils using line objects. These are a lot simpler to use than lathes. You draw the first line to define the shape, and then two more lines, one at the start, one at the finish, to define the width of the line. And I'm just going to draw these in roughly first, and then I'll use the widget tools to define their positions a bit better. So again, changing the widget move settings to have a nice rounded shape and a large scale. When the scale is 100%, it'll affect almost all of the curve, and when the scale is very small, it might only affect one tiny spike in the middle of a curve. I want these to be fairly rough, natural shapes, so I'm just dragging the curve in all directions. It helps to keep an eye on the perspective, front and left views all at once, just to correct when you're making a slightly more complex shape. You need to see it from all angles to get a good idea of what it's doing. So again, I'm lining up these to fit the head. But I'm taking quite a lot of liberties with the original sketch. There wasn't so much detail, so I'm just fitting in with whatever looks best. And you don't need to start from scratch with each line. You can copy and paste, and then use the widget tools to make them all unique. So there was a copy and a paste and a rotate. Pasting the mirror clone again, and just tweak its shape to look a bit more natural. Most real shapes aren't symmetrical, so you always need to tweak them a little bit. If you want to move a lot of things around together, you can group them by dragging one object's name onto another object's name in the Groups panel. Then anything you do to the top level parent object will be repeated on all of its children. So there I just grouped together line 7 and a copy of line 7 and made a copy of both of those as a mirror clone. It's a quick way to make lots of geometry. Just deleting my little helper object which was in the center.